Today we have discussed about starch hydrolysis test. Actually, it's a biochemical test which is used to differentiate different species from the genera Clostridium and bacillus. Mean to say, it is used to differentiate the species of Clostridium and bacillus. So, what is starch? Starch is a complex carbohydrate, is a complex polysaccharide which cannot be directly used by the bacteria because it's a large molecule. It cannot cross the cell wall of bacteria, so it must be broken down into the glucose and galactose firstly by some enzymes which are specifically released by some bacteria. Those enzymes are alpha amylase and oligo 1,6 glucosidase. In the presence of these two enzymes, amylose and amylopectin are broken down to glucose and galactose, and that glucose and galactose is used by bacteria as source of carbon. So to perform this starch hydrolysis test, we have to add iodine solution as an indicator in our agar. So now we will discuss about procedure of starch hydrolysis test. First of all, by using sterile technique, we have to make a single streak inoculation of organism to be tested into the center of labeled plate. We have to prepare a nutrient agar, and then we have to add starch as a source of carbon in that media. Then by using sterile techniques, we will make a single streak inoculation of organism to be tested into the center of labeled plate. Then we have to incubate the bacterial inoculated plates for 48 hours at 70 centigrade so that the bacteria which are using starch as a source of carbon, they may grow there and they may show their activity. So following incubation, we have to flood the surface of plates with iodine solution with a drop of 30 seconds. By doing this, we will be able to know that we have to pour off the excess iodine. Then we have to examine the dark zone around the line of bacterial growth. After we have incubated our bacteria for 48 hours at 37 degrees centigrade, then we have to pour off the excess iodine. Then we have to flood the iodine on that media, and then we will examine the dark zones around the line of bacterial growth. If there is a clear zone in the center of that media where we stick our bacteria, that shows that starch has been hydrolyzed over there. So because of lack of starch, iodine will be unable to make its darker color there. So when there will be lack of starch, there will be clear zone around that streak. And if there is no clear zone, that means starch was not hydrolyzed by the bacteria. Bacteria was starch hydrolysis negative. Mean to say, bacteria doesn't have amylose or oligo 1 glucosidase. So this will show that it is starch hydrolysis negative test. Thank you so much. So the objective of starch hydrolysis test is to differentiate between those bacteria which can hydrolyze starch. Mean to say, those bacteria which contain amylase and uh, oligo 1 glucosidase. So its principle can be related with these enzymes as those bacteria which contain amylase and oligo 1 glucosidase will hydrolyze our starch, and that will be converted into glucose and galactose, and that glucose and galactose is used as a source of carbon. So it is a property of specific bacteria. So on the basis of starch hydrolysis test, we can differentiate different species of the genera Clostridium and bacillus.